son.
Oh my God.
Dying to take him to South Beach and hit the boardwalk.
Oh my God.
I just want to find that guy. You know the guy with the yellow Corvette, the 5 gold chains, and the pit bull?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your dog can smell my dog. The guy, not the dog. You want to show him a typewriter? Bing! Kids are going, what's a typewriter?
Yeah,
It's a printer with a keyboard, kid. You just can't make one mistake.
Yeah. It's a generation thing. Oh my God.
All right, Morris,
How
relax.
he's gonna show his now.
Ooh, sorry, Bandit. Maybe you should have put a ring on it.
Oh.
Now, if you're a Seminole warrior back in the 1800s and you're out catching alligators, you're doing that to feed your family, but you want to catch them alive. The alligator meat does spoil very quickly in the hot Florida sun, so the first thing you'd want to do is tie the jaws shut. Gator this size, about 1,500 pounds of crushing power per square inch in the jaws. Tying the jaws by yourself, though, is a little challenging. You do need 2 hands, tie a good knot. Something has to hold the mouth closed while you're doing it. You risk losing your fingers in the process. So the Seminoles came up with a technique we now refer to as bulldogging, holding the jaws closed with your chin and your chest. You would free your hands up, give you time to take out leather or rope and tie a knot. If you want to take a picture, wait till both arms go out to the side, or you see the blood pouring down my throat. It's usually where I tell the kids to stay in school. Okay, take your pictures quickly, please. Take out a rope, a couple of wraps, tie a knot, and you'd have yourself a caught and tied alligator. Now, judging by the complete lack of applause, I'm assuming you people are not really impressed with me and the alligator right now. Okay, thank you. That's very touching. That's very touching. Really nothing better for my ego than pity applause when you think about it. If you're looking for me after this show, I'll be checking into therapy. Trying to redeem myself in a minute or two. In the meantime, we're going to touch on a few different parts of the alligator's anatomy. The eyes of an alligator, very well protected, very deep eye sockets. Anything were to threaten the eyes, they just drop to the bottom of the eye sockets out of the way of harm. Bony, leathery eyelids come down to help protect him. He has lower eyelids like you and I have, and he also has that third eyelid called a nictitating membrane. Nictitating membrane. A little transparent lens you may have just seen move from front to back, then back to front.
Oh yeah.
It acts to clean dust and debris away from the eyes. It also kind of acts like a pair of goggles for the alligator underwater. Behind the eyes, alligator's ears. These little flaps right here. Even with these small ears, they still hear just about as well as you and I on land, and they also hear very well under the water. Between the ears, behind the eyes, located right about there, alligator's brain. Alligator's brain is about the size of my thumb. I'm being generous. Only one animal in the entire world has a smaller brain to body size ratio, and of course is the alligator wrestler. Well, I still don't get that joke. I'm gonna figure it out though. Probably not today, but I'll figure it out. The bony plates you see all over the back, they're called scutes. They're solid bone osteoderms. They do 2 things for an alligator. Number 1, it's armor plating. It protects them from predators and other alligators during the territorial and mating disputes. More importantly, though, it acts as a solar panel. Alligators will lay out in the sun with that dark black skin. The sun beats down, heats up that skin, and those scutes, which are all covered with little blood vessels. Blood will heat up, circulate through the body, increasing the energy and metabolism. You'll notice I said the skin was black and not green, because almost every sign, t-shirt, cartoon, painting, stuffed animal, rubber toy, high school, college mascot you've ever seen of an alligator, almost always green. I'm not real smart, but that's not green, that's black. Now what separates alligator wrestling from alligator capturing, of course, dangerous stunts, doing a couple of foolish things like we'll do right now. Hey, if you slap me in the butt with that tail again, you better buy me dinner and tell me you love me first. Hey, I'm not a prude, but if you're gonna spank me, I expect a little romance first. No, otherwise you just feel cheap. All right, first trick's called the Florida Smile. Gonna open the alligator's mouth, showing all 80 teeth, 40 teeth on top and 40 teeth on the bottom. If you look in the back of his throat, it appears he has little to no throat opening. He's got an oversized palatal valve or a glottis, which allows him to go underwater, capture food without drowning. He'll usually then surface above the water to swallow that food.
Ooh.
He likes to make it look dangerous sometimes. It's a bit of a showman. You do realize without me you'd be in a suitcase, right? Just follow the script. By the way, you're 0 for 2 in applause, my man. I'm just saying, it's not your best one. Ah, yes, more pity plans. We'll both be in therapy after this one. I was Eddie Murphy all morning. You guys roll into town like a funeral. You're probably just a laughing on the inside kind of crowd, that's all it is. All right, I'll do this last trick and let you guys go back to sleep. Make myself laugh if nobody else. All right, last trick's called a face-off, because if by chance I do mess up, hey, this will also going to show you exactly what a bachelor's degree in psychology is now worth. From the University of Massachusetts, anyway. My parents wasted a lot of money on college. They don't really appreciate the fact that I make bad jokes about it in an alligator pit. I'm 50 years old. My dad is still telling me to give him his money back. Trust me, that would never happen. Last trick, no hero stuff. This is how Bootsy got killed. All they found was a wireless microphone and a pair of Adidas. I never liked Bootsy anyway. Sometimes people clap. This smells amazing. Yeah, enough of that stuff. You know, if the alligator, best part of the show for me, probably for Boris too. Yo, I like the way you walk, girl. Hey, $50 says you don't make the water. I'll make it 100. Might be cheap, but I don't care. Save myself $100 right there. Amazing how fast they move, isn't it? See, but now at least you can really appreciate why you have to run zigzag. Yeah, otherwise they'd never catch you. They started that whole thing. Have you ever heard of that? Chase by an alligator, run zigzag. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. They've been pushing that for 50 years down here. Listen, don't run zigzag, just run. If you're gonna do anything, you trip the kids and you walk away with dignity. No, hey, not your own kids if you can help it. No, but if it comes down to it, come on, man. They're smaller and faster than we are. They got a much better chance. Especially if you're on vacation. This kid's so hopped up on Mountain Dew and Skittles right now. The Gator's got no chance. That kid will be doing that reverse matrix flip where he's running upside down. Gator's like, oh crap, he's on Skittles. Nobody got time for that. By the way, the hardest part about the whole scenario is getting the gator to chase you to begin with. It doesn't really happen. They tend to run away from you, not at you. Boris is over 8 feet long. I'm not sure if you noticed. He's 6 inches tall. On land, you're like Bigfoot. You tower above them, you're very intimidating. I've had 16 and 17-foot crocodiles that outweigh me tenfold run away from me in Costa Rica and Australia and Mexico. 99% of the time, if you get attacked, which is different than simply being bitten. I guess I could have been bitten right there. That's not an attack, I'm doing something stupid. But if you get a legitimate, I don't need you nodding your head an affirmation, princess. Must be a joy having this one around the house. Every time you screw up, she stands behind you like this. This poor guy falls down the steps in the middle of the night, she turns the light on. Just admitted I was an idiot, don't need you confirming it. But if you have a legitimate unprovoked attack by an alligator, 99% of the time, you're either in the water or right at the water's edge. I will guarantee you at least 3 things if you get bitten out in the middle of a field. Number 1, you're a guy. Sorry, man. 100% of the time. Look, it's the same as Independence Day. You can open up any newspaper in this country on the 5th of July, turn to page 2. Always a story about somebody getting their fingers blown off by an M80. Not one time has that ever been a woman. Trust me, I did the research. No woman ever looked at an M80 and said, hey man, you know this fuse is burning fast? Hey, you think I should? That doesn't happen. Number 2, if you get bitten by an alligator out in the middle of a field, you either said, hold my beer, or hey, watch this. Just before you got bit. That's a charter member to Hold My Beer Club right there. Yeah. This poor woman has spent half of her adult life holding 2 beers, watching this guy get hurt. Look, nobody's denying a thing. This guy walks out the front door in the morning, she dials 911 and then follows him around like this. Because it's just a matter of time. And number 3, you certainly don't have any kind of a professional name or title. Because if your name is like Dr. Reginald Covington, MD, man, I'm positive you'd never be bitten by an alligator out in the middle of the field. I'm positive you've never been in a field with an alligator in the first place. Or if you have a name like Strafford Westgate III, come on now. There's nobody in human history named Strafford that has ever been bitten by an alligator at all. Never mind, not in the middle of a field.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always somebody named Boomer or Cletus or Bubba. Yeah, whole lot of Bubbas get there. Ain't that right, Bubba? You know what the sad part is? Look at her face. She's gonna call you Bubba for the next 2 weeks. And if you wonder why I'm limping around and my left foot's wrapped up, I'm Bubba's cousin Cletus. I'll see you at the reunion. I'm gonna bring Boomer, Scooter, Zed, and Maynard. Have a good old time. All right, guys. With that is the end of the show. Again, anything you put in the basket down there does go to help save more of these beautiful alligators, just like Boris. We always do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for coming out. God bless.